everybody. First of all, I want to thank Kids at Play for inviting us to about our story about KidZania. Before I start, I just want to ask who has heard anything about KidZania? There's only like 5 people here. We are not very relevant in the US. We're not present here. We are just starting operations here. So maybe in 1 year, you're going to hear a lot from us. Everywhere we are kind of a very well-known and trusted property in the countries we are in. So let me tell you a little bit about who we are. I made this presentation. I really want to spend time on explaining why we're different and what we're doing here in the US, and leave some time at the end for questions. So I want the KidZania video, which is like a 3 or 4 minute video where you can see images of what our property is about. Then just highlight things about what makes us different, and then share good news that we're starting to develop here. So we'll start with the video. Can you help us with the video, please? Okay, so let me tell you why we believe KidZania is different. I always start with this phrase from Albert Einstein that says, learning is experience, everything else is information. And that's really the core thing of KidZania. We really want children to learn through experiences, through doing stuff. Okay? So that's what we call experiential learning at KidZania. What we try to do is to cement learning that they're learning in their homes and in school. Also help kids at the time they're with us to develop life skills that are going to help them for their future life. And also it's a great opportunity to inspire in children good values for them. If we add the 3 of them, this is what we call experiential learning at KidZania. And the whole idea is to really combine entertainment with fun, what many people call edutainment, which is kind of an old word, but this is really, really working. We want the children, while they are having fun and enjoying themselves, that they get something useful for themselves. It's a strong trend everywhere, not only in entertainment, but in TV, in museums, everywhere you see. Now it's a very good combination of fun and entertainment. And we decided to focus on children, okay? We adults, all of us are difficult to change. Nobody's going to change us. We already are how we are. But I think we can make a small change in children. Children are more open, to new ideas, to new technologies, as we are seeing in this, in this expo. And everybody knows that the most important learning in life comes when you are from 2 to 8 years of age. About over 80% of what any person is going to learn in life comes at this age. And today it's easier, and at this time it's easier because children are totally digital savvy. They are overscheduled, and they are overstimulated to learn by themselves. So, when we're talking about learning, the best way for children to learn, or when it really sticks more to them, is when they are playing. They really learn more when it's through direct experience. They learn by doing, not by reading or seeing or listening. It's really, you learn more by doing the stuff. And also by using all your senses. No? If the children, when they are being educated, they use seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, all of their senses, this is kind of a lot stronger. And they become active participants in their learning. And everybody knows that when children are forced to learn, they tend to forget. So it's when they really are into it and they like it, they really stays with it. Okay, and of course there are there are 2 big types of learning through play. One is physical, bricks and mortar, and another one is kind of virtual. Most of the world is really going virtual, but I think KidZania is a good example of a physical place that is really working and kind of growing and making a difference for children. In learning through play, children are independent, which is very good to create auto-esteem and leadership and many things that they're going to be needing, because they make their own decisions. And the good thing is that parents or teachers do not interfere in the children's play in the digital worlds or in KidZania. And among different types of play, I think role-playing is even more immersive and more educational for children, because we put children in someone else's shoes. They have to use uniforms and props and utensils that all the different professions uses. They learn first-hand knowledge instead of hearing it from other people or from other experiences. And everybody knows that when you learn from role play, it sticks more to you than other traditional educational methods. And what we're very good at in KidZania is to teach them about occupational education. Since starting to young age, to tell children what they can aspire when they grow up, okay? What professions they can, be when they grow up. And we really make, in one single space, we offer 100 different professions for children in all different sectors, like in public services. Children can become, postmen, policemen, firemen, or in private services, they can become bankers, accountants, lawyers, or in media, they can become a TV anchor, they can become an artist, or in transportation, we have factories. We teach them how, how cereal is made or how a chocolate bar is manufactured. And we have kind of all these industries, culture, education, sports, everything that today is available for the future for the children. Also, it's very good to teach kids about financial education, and Robin, I think, is going to have a panel this week on financial education. It's great for them to teach kids about financial literacy, having their own money and making their own decisions, how money really only works to change your labor for products and services, and also all the math and the analytics they have to use of making their own decisions, having their own money and saving and earning interests. Also, it's a great place to teach them about the world of work, that money doesn't come from ATMs. No? If you tell a kid, I don't have money for something, they say, it's so simple, put your credit card, your card in this machine, push 4 buttons, and you get money out. Well, it's not as simple as that, okay? In KidZania, we teach them that if you want to have, because we have really working ATMs with our currency, if they want to use their, kind of take kids out of the ATMs, they have to work before, and then, open a bank account, deposit the money, and then get the money out of it, okay? So we really teach them about the world of work, which is really a big question for children. And not only we teach them about occupation, about professions, we also want to foster and ignite this entrepreneurial spirit in the children that they can create their own business and their own enterprises. Also, it's a very good opportunity to teach them about civic education, about community, about diversity in life, people with different backgrounds and different kinds of ideas. We make them work with people with different disabilities. All KidZanias all over the world, at least 10% of our staff has any type of disability, so we want them to really kind of interact and kind of live with them as an everyday life. Also, it's a great place to teach them about being good to environment, about recycling, using resources such as water, electricity wisely. We also teach children that not everybody is fortunate, as most of these kids that go to these theme parks are, but we want them to give back to society. So we have mechanisms to teach children how to give back, also how to be healthy in terms of what's good for you in nutrition, in mobility, sports, and also how to keep yourself safe by preventing accidents and prevention risks. Also, the second piece of the experiential learning is promoting values among children. And what we did is, together with children, we selected 10 universal accepted values, which are appropriate for children. And each activity we do, it's linked to one of these values. And every time we finish an activity, we promote one value, what that profession or that activity really ties to kind of the value. And these are values, generosity, gratitude, solidarity. These are, well-known universal kind of values. And also, it's a great opportunity for developing skills. Here we're in a kind of a technology, communication show. And there are different statistics from different sources of how much time a children today is spending in front of a screen. Either it is a PC or a television or a mobile device or a video game. And numbers come from 3 hours, okay, to many sources says that up to 6 hours a day a children is in front of a screen. And really what's happening with this is something that is very worrisome, because they're spending one-on-one, one kid alone with a screen. And that many skills that the kids are going to require for the future that are going to be essential for their success in the future, such as socialization, conversation, negotiation, teamwork, that's missing. We're not developing, being only one with a kid with one screen. All these skills that are essential for life, it's very more difficult to really kind of develop in kids. So in KidZania, we're very happy that, we help, at least at the time they're with us, to help them develop these skills, like collaboration with our people. Everything is designed in the fire station, in police station to do teamwork to come to a conclusion. We develop also communication skills, like in places, establishments like the theater, radio station, or acting academy. We also want to develop creativity among children. We have an advertising agency, painting school, and music school, things like this. Also very good for critical thinking, especially with the financial literacy. And also to develop motor skills and self-knowledge about kind of themselves and how to take care of themselves. So this is a little bit what makes us kind of different. For the children, of course, it's really about the fun. The only reason they come back and back and back to KidZania is because they love it and it's really fun for them. But it's really our purpose that while the children are having fun, they should be really taking something useful for kind of life. And everybody asks us why we're not in the US. No, this is really kind of the obvious kind of question. We started 16 years ago in Mexico, and we've kind of been growing all over the world except for the US. Now we're starting to build the US, and let me tell you a bit where we are kind of in the US. Even if we're not in the US, a lot of very important publications have noticed us around the world, and they've made some good profile on KidZania. We were portrayed with a big piece on the New York Times, on the Business Week, on the Wall Street Journal. They're really from the stories of KidZania in other places. They've been kind of portraying this in the US. So today we are KidZania. In 16 years, we're present in kind of 20 different cities around the world. We have 3 operations in Mexico, where we started. We have 2 in South America, in Brazil and Chile. In Europe, we are in UK, in Portugal, and in Turkey. We're very relevant in the Middle East. We have operations in Kuwait, in the UAE, in Egypt, and in Saudi Arabia. And in Asia also, we are very relevant. We are in India, in Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Korea, Philippines, and we have 2 operations in Japan. In the next 12 to 18 months, we will be opening new operations in different cities of the world. In 2 weeks from now, KidZania Moscow, we're bringing KidZania to the children in Moscow. And we're building in Paris, in Doha, in Qatar, in Johannesburg, in Delhi, the 2nd unit in India, Busan, the 2nd unit in Korea, and in February, we're opening in Singapore. So today, this unique kind of bricks and mortar physical space is in 20 different countries. We are present in 25 cities. We have over 2,000 different establishments for the children to go and work. And our team is about 9,000 people. And we get 10 million children going through our doors every year. And up to date, 50 million children have kind of experienced what KidZania is about. And of course, our biggest dream and our biggest opportunity is to bring KidZania to the US. Today, still the US holds about 50% of the entertainment world. Half of the movie tickets are still sold in the US. Live entertainment, concert tickets is still over 50% sold in the US. Everything except digital, I think 50% still concentrated in the US. Theme park admissions, still 50% is here in the US. So for us, this is the biggest opportunity of us. It's the most sophisticated consumer. Really American children have seen everything there is to see, so it's really, we have to bring something very sophisticated to them. It's very competitive. Anybody that's in the entertainment industry is present here, so it's very competitive. And of course, the entire world looks up to the US to see what's going on in America for entertainment. So we did some research, and with the format we have today, we are allowed to do about 14 different markets when we can pitch KidZania. A month ago, we started searching for sites. We are looking for sites today in New York and Chicago. And if we get soon a location where to start or to bring KidZania to American children, we should be ready and operating at the end of 2017. And that's what KidZania is about. And that's how we say we have our own language. It's a country by itself. And so instead of saying thank you, we say thanks. So thank you for kind of listening our story. And now I want to open it for questions and answers. Thank you. Yes, I don't know who has the microphone. Thank you.
How much does it cost to get into one of the centers?
It really changes from country to country. We really adapt to local economics. But on the low side, maybe in India, to go into KidZania is about $14 per kid. And if you go to Japan, on the other extreme, it's about almost $55 to go into KidZania. What's different between KidZania and the rest of the world, usually in all other entertainment properties, adults pay full price and children get a discount. In KidZania, it's the other way around, okay? We charge full price for kids, and we give you adults a discount. So it's kind of the other way. Yes?
So what's the most popular job for kids with technology and without? Because I know you have stuff for them to manipulate, not just, putting on clothes and stuff.
Yes. What's very strong for children, two things are very big all over KidZania. There are two professions that are really like what they really go wild for. One is being a fireman, because we have a very authentic, hotel with flames that they have to go in a fire truck and extinguish. So the experience is, I don't know if most of them are going to be firemen when they grow up, but really that's their most popular kind of activity. And second, all these manufacturing activities, when the children really learn the process and they do it themselves, like they're able to work in a pizza stand, but they do the pizza starting from the dough all the way to packaging. So every time they take something within that they manufacture is very strong. So the number two most famous establishments in all KidZania is kind of the pizza stand or the chocolate kind of factory. So those are two. Technology, we don't want children to go there and play video games or things with technology. We use your side of the technology, the supplier. So we have like animation studio, we have a programming studio, like a PC developing or fixing studio, and those are also very popular because kids kind of like technology. We're doing a new research worldwide next year with the 25 facilities that we have to see what kids want to be when they grow up. So we're going to do this big, and we're going to see really what they are aspiring for, and we're going to see difference among different cultures and boundaries. So next time maybe we have good numbers, we'll come back here and tell you what children want to be when they grow up. Cool.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Renee Rice. The question I have for you is, do they stay for a day? Do they stay for a week? And do they come as individuals, or do they come as classrooms?
It's, yes, it's a 5-hour experience. We open every day for 2 shifts. We open from 10 to 3 and from 4 to 9. So it's a 5-hour experience. All the people come in, at the beginning, and they stand kind of at the end. And 1/3 of our visitation worldwide comes from schools. This is very educational. We give a lot of support to schools pre the visit, before the visit, during the visit, and after the visit, post-visit. So 1/3 are schools and 2/3 are families. We're also very big with birthday parties. We do like big celebrations also for children to do birthday parties. So 2/3 families in general, and 1/3 is kind of schools. Schools is growing. Everybody thought that schools is going to be declining. Schools every year, they really kind of trust our education and content, and it's really in all the markets we're in, we're kind of growing our share in schools. Yep. Good. Yes. Yes. It's mixed. In Mexico, we own, finance, and operate our own operations. As of Mexico and outside the U.S., we franchise. We look for a local partner in each of these key countries we want to be. And the U.S., we are partnering. We're finishing our partnership. That's why we're looking for a location. It's going to be more like a joint venture to bring it here to the U.S. We really want to be part of the operation in this market. So.
Facebook?
No, I'm not able. It's a very well-known local group, which we're very happy to team up with, but it's still, we're in the kind of due diligence process, so I'm not allowed.
Well, guys, I told you you'd get some news today, and I think my sense on this is that it's a major possibility, lots of potential, and you can see it's all over the world and not the U.S. I personally hope that you get a lot of competition because the kids will win. And I hope one of your competitors will be the public school system and the public libraries.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, of course.
Because it's going to be a race for innovation, and it's going to be a race for who can get kids more active and more engaged. So let's...
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right.
Okay.